Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video where today we are featuring another Pokemon that got a move update, and this is Gallade. Now with Psycho Cut as opposed to Confusion, it's going to generate energy extremely quickly and take advantage of those hard-hitting charge moves, Leaf Blade, and Close Combat. We're pairing it with Shadow Feraligatr, which we just featured on the channel to start the season. That was the Pokemon I was most looking forward to running, and this is the second most excited I am to run is Gallade. If you have the Shadow Gallade, I think Shadow is just as good, if not better, than this Gallade. We're running our shiny Gallade because I don't really have a good Shadow to run at the moment. So that's why we're running the normal as opposed to Shadow. If you're running Rise, can I use my Shadow instead? Of course you can, Denise. You can run the Shadow if you would like to as well. Our opponent led G-Fisk, so we have two better answers for the G-Fisk. So we're going to swap Feraligatr as our safe swap. And they farmed up and tried to catch on Azu, but their decision to do that might actually cost them because now, Feraligatr with this big energy lead is actually going to potentially flip the Azumarill matchup. So I actually go for another Hydro Cannon here, going to grab both shields from the Azu, and because I got both shields down, I decide, maybe I won't use my shields here. I'll let the Feraligatr go and save a shield advantage for Gallade. We're going to get the full lick down here with Lickitung. And I kind of wanted to lure the opponent into dumping their energy from the G-Fisk onto my Lickitung. And that's exactly what they do. Now I'm going to swap into Gallade. Unfortunately for us, we're met by a Sableye super hard counter. However, let's see how much Leaf Blade does here. This is from a non-Shadow Gallade. Leaf Blade does almost half. We get to another Leaf Blade. I'm hoping this knocks out and they don't get off the foul play because this was CMP, but it hangs on. That's really unfortunate for me. Really unfortunate. So now I'm going to shield farm down, and I recognize that they are going to get to a Rock Slide here. I don't think I live it, so I throw on the Charge Attack priority to get off this Leaf Blade, and this is going to chip away at G-Fisk. Rock Slide coming through. Our Gallade is quite frail, so they're going to be able to knock us out, but we have energy loaded on the Lickitung, and he's still quite a ways away from the Earthquake. Rock Slide's not enough to knock out a Lickitung from here. He would need to at least land an Earthquake, but he's not going to be able to get there before our Body Slam, and this will, of course, knock out G-Fisk when it's that low of health. G to the G to start things off. Gallade and Feraligatr, the two biggest winners from this move update, I would say. The two biggest winners. Next opponent here, Licky into a shiny Bastiodon. Once again, we have two better answers. I swapped the Gallade, and I was hoping maybe I'd be met by like a Victory Bell or something, but unfortunately it's a Sableye, so this is looking really rough. This is looking really rough for us, but it's not over till it's over. If you watched the recent Feraligatr video, there was a situation where we were hard countered by a Basti, then we got hard countered by a Shadow Victory Bell with our team, and we were able to flip it with some nice plays. So we're not going to give up just yet. I'm just hoping it's not a Razor Leafer in the back. That would be very detrimental. We are going to take all this energy, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if he maybe gets greedy and tries to like come in or catch or give up switch here to avoid the farm down, maybe I could win. And he gives me an opportunity and I don't take advantage. I was so quick to swap to like not let my energy go to waste. I should have thrown my energy, even if I got knocked out. I should have thrown my energy because now the Hydra would have knocked out and I would have been so much healthier for Basti, but we're forced to shield. We do get the full Shadow Claw down, but our opponent actually comes in with Sableye just to do more fast move damage. And we are going to, we already have double Hydro Cannon, but we know how bulky Basti is. We're going to need to land two Hydro Cannons to win this game. He shields the first. We throw after one for proper timing. Hydro Cannon coming through. Let's see how much it does. Does about half health. Unfortunately, not going to reach the second one. And we don't get off the Power Whip. If you're wondering why I didn't instantly throw, Power Whip would not be enough to knock out there. So no reason to like throw instantly in that scenario. So well played. If I had just thrown the Body Slam right away, or even the Power Whip against the Medicham, I might have been able to win that game. So unfortunate. Well played by the opponent. Next opponent runs Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff, if you guys decide to run this team, is a problem. Wigglytuff is a major problem for this team. We have no really good answer to Wigglytuff. So we're just going to have to be forced. We're going to be forced to stay in with our Lickitung here and try and chip it as much as we can, because Feraligatr also is going to dish out resisted Shadow Claw damage. Gallade does not want to eat the charms, that's for sure. So we are in a pretty tough position here against this Wiggly. Our opponent wisely going to just stay in and farm us down and willing to take the body slam, understanding that they can survive. I have no good fast move pressure here to get rid of this thing. And at this point, I'm thinking like, maybe I just put it all on Gallade and hope for the best, but that was probably a mistake. If I had shielded the Disarming Voice, my Gator would have been decently healthy, but there's a Victory Bell anyway, and it had to be a, it must have been a Bastiodon in the back, so. Wiggly, Vic, Basti, doesn't matter what you run. If it's in the wrong order for your team, not a whole lot you can do, so. Pretty much a fast move, tap team, and hope the opponent is having fun running that. Don't hate the play, though, hate the game, and they got the win, so. That's that. And Red Lee is the next opponent. Tough lead here if it's Powder Snow. So we're going to be forced to swap out. And he responds with a Granbull. And this is not that bad because I'm going to be able to get off 2 Hydro Cannons here and potentially win switch advantage. So we get off the first Hydro Cannon. Just going to throw this next one right away. I'm anticipating him to shield and charm me down. But he actually lets it go, which I think is a mistake. I think if you're the opponent, you do whatever you can to retain switch advantage. I decide, this Sandslash is still a little bit problematic. I'm going to shield to get off this next Hydro Cannon to either force the last shield or do big damage. I do big damage. And now this game has totally flipped on its head. We have a 2-on-1 fast break. Dude, it's a Charm Raichu. This is a Charm... Not a Alolan Raichu, a Charm Kanto Raichu. Oh my gosh, dude. Poor little Raichu. In my opinion, you do not want to run Charm on anything that is not a Fairy-type Pokemon. Is there anything, off the top of my head, is there anything that's a non-Fairy that's like actually usable and runs Charm? Maybe there is that I can't think of at the moment, but... Yeah, when you don't have that same type attack bonus to deal with the oppressive fast move nature of Charm... It's just not worth running it, in my opinion. You're much better off running a Thunder Shock or Volt Switch with your Raichu. I think Volt Switch is probably the better move, but Thunder Shock is a pretty solid move as well, just because it's insane energy generation. But yeah, next battle. Here we go. Jodavito. Another Sandslash. So we're hoping it's Shadow Claw. We can stay, but it's Powder Snow, so we're forced to swap out again. Our opponent builds up to Drill Run, so I'm going to respect the Drill Run here with a shield. And they bait me like a savage with the Ice Punch. Nice bait by the opponent. Then they come in with Dugong, which kind of walls my energy here. Going to go for Hydro Cannons, of course. Hydro Cannon, the better move. It just does more damage in general, I believe. Actually, no, it's not true. Well, maybe it is true because of same type attack bonus. If it wasn't same type attack bonus, I think Ice Beam is 90 base power and Hydro Cannon is 80 base power. But because of same type attack bonus, it's either really close or Hydro just does more. I'm not sure. We get off a Parting Hydro Cannon here. And we got a shield from the Dugong, which is about as much as we can ask for. We got both shields from the Dugong, so probably a bit of a mistake from the opponent. I don't think there's really any reason for them to shield that last Hydro Cannon there. I'm getting a call. They're trying to interrupt me mid-battle. How could they? I'm just kidding. And we are going to build up some energy here. I thought about swapping Gallade, but I wasn't confident enough that I could Psycho Cut down before he got to another move. So I decided to just play it safe and just stay in with Mr. Lickitung here. Lickitung's going to throw a Body Slam, knock out the Dugong, and we swap into... We're looking to swap instantly into our Gallade because we know there's a Sandslash waiting for us. So we swap. He swaps, and he probably shouldn't have swapped because we are going to get to this Leaf Blade, which is going to do so much damage to the Whiscash and Gallade with a beautiful showcase here in this final battle. What it can do in endgame scenarios when your opponent's shields are down. Double super effective. with the Leaf Blade against Whiscash, and now double super effective with close combat against the Ice Steel type. And that is the end of the set there with Gallade. But I do actually have a bonus set for you guys here. This was the first set I ran of the new season. So we have some bonus footage here, and there's some funny battles here. So check this out. Our very first battle of the season. You think it's easy pickings, right? But sometimes not, especially if you're playing like right at the start, like right when the new season goes live. I think it's more likely you're going to play players that know what they're doing in PvP. So we see a core breaker with the Charge Bug. It kind of beats our whole team. We see a secondary core breaker with the Azu that also kind of beats our whole team, but not like hard beats, more like soft beats our whole team. We take the Play Rough on the chin. Maybe I should have shielded the first in order to make him less likely to bait Ice Beam with the next one. I actually get a shield, so I'm like, okay, I get a shield. Maybe we can pull some shenanigans here. Going for another Hydro Cannon, and he's going to take that one on the chin. He's going to fire off another move. I'm just going to let this go, and I'm thinking, how are we going to deal with this Azu? I throw Body Slam here after one, and let's see what he does. He uses his last shield, which totally throws me off. Somehow I allowed this catch. I don't know how I reacted so poorly here. But we also, I don't know if it actually changed anything per se, because we would Body Slam Rock Slide anyway. So I don't know if that necessarily changed anything. He comes in with Bastiodon, and I'm like, oh no, dude. Oh no, dude. We're going to lose our first battle of the season. And I won't drag this out too long. Basically, even up 2 shields, Mandibuzz was not able to take out the Basti. We landed multiple Dark Pulses. We had to expend 1 shield before we could get rid of the Azu. And we lose our very first battle of the season. But here's a good lesson. We lost our very first battle of the season. Did Rise retire from the game? The entire comment section. We had like almost 400 people in the Twitch stream watching. And all of them were telling me I'm washed. I'm no good. Did I let it get to me? Maybe a little. But I tried to use it as... I took it personally, chat. I took it personally. I took it personally. And I said, I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm going to come back stronger than ever. Our next battle, we see a Scrafty in the lead against our Vigoroth. Not the best lead, not the worst lead. We were able to win the zero shield scenario here. In comes Lanturn, dude. In comes Lanturn. I'm like, oh no. We have no Lanturn answer. Maybe this team was not the sauce, but we're not going to give up. We're going to play this out. I throw the Hydro Cannon on charge attack priority. Feraligatr looking mean. Lands the Hydro. And it wasn't charge attack party, I guess. And I'm going to try and call the Surf Bait. We call the Surf Bait. Okay, Feraligatr. I see you, bro. I see you, Feraligatr. Goes for another Hydro Cannon here. Feraligatr. You little monster, dude. Feraligatr just beat Lanturn in the zero shield scenario. I'm not saying our opponent necessarily played that matchup the best they could have, but Feraligatr somehow won the zeros against Lanturn there. And now we have a positive matchup here in the back. Disarming Voice does hit us for super effective, so we do have to be careful of that. But Mandibuzz is quite bulky. Disarming Voice can't do more than like 38% if I had to guess, something like that. So we should be okay here. Dark Pulse coming through. Really no point in me baiting. I feel like a bait would be an unnecessary lose con in this situation. And he's going to hit us with the Disarming Voice here. I could have theoretically done 1 Snarl for proper timing before getting off my move, but I just throw it right away because I figured it should be enough from this range, and it is. So we knock out the Crocodile, and we get a win on the board. So 1-1 in the first set of the season. I'm able to pull that one out, and it looked kind of rough. It looked kind of rough momentarily. And dude, look at this. Primate. Like, what is going on? We could potentially have been like 0-3 at this point if our opponents had played a little bit differently. We swap Feraligatr. He stays. This is not looking good. This is not looking great because we're going to get outpaced. I decided to shield in case he goes for like some crazy hard-hitting move. He gets the boost, dude. He gets the boost. What is going on? He gets the boost, and we are going to shield to get off our second Hydro Cannon here. We want to get shields down, otherwise this Primeape is going to be so difficult to deal with. I'm going to wait out my timer, come in with Mandibuzz. If this trainer has close combat, he would actually get there first, but either he single moved or didn't realize he could get there first, so he settles for Night Slash. If he had gotten to a close combat, that would have been so devastating for me. Would have been so sorry that I was moving my arm. Someone commented that. I tend to do that. Okay, in comes Slowbro. I throw on Bad Timing because I don't know why. I'm panicky, I guess, in the situation because we're in a weird spot. This was only enough for Surf, so I'm feeling like, okay. He swaps into Annihilate, dude. He swaps into Annihilate. I'm like, I can't swap my Vig. I need to hope that I get to this second Aerial Ace. But I'm not going to get there. I'm like, oh no, this game is over. There's nothing we can do. But wait, he Shadow Balls me. He doesn't know his typings. So we're going to get off the Rock Slide. It's going to knock out. And Vigoroth is going to miraculously outpace to the Body Slam and deliver a victory in a game we were not supposed to win. There is no way we were supposed to win that game. And I don't mean to be overly like critical of the opponent. We're just was that like a celebration or something? I don't know what that was. But obviously at the start of a season, there's going to be some trainers that aren't as hardcore Go Battle League players as myself or maybe a lot of people watching this video. So just a little bit funny. When we laugh at a game like that, I make mistakes all the time, right? I make funny misplays all the time. We're just kind of laughing because our opponent definitely should have had that one. But it happens. And next battle here, we're 2-1 in the set. We could be 0-3. And we lead against an Altaria. One thing I notice about lesser experienced trainers is they tend to shield a lot. So that's why I baited the Body Slam here. They tend to shield much more often than maybe higher level trainers are more likely to try and save their shields for when they feel like they absolutely need them in the end game or when they're going to be most pivotal. Go for the Rock Slide after successfully baiting the first time. Just going to try and get off this Body Slam, and that looked like a charge attack priority. So this is like best case scenario for me. We're going to get off this Body Slam, knock out the Altaria. In comes Marowak, and I have two great answers, so I'm not going to let him farm me down. I'm just going to swap, and this is absolutely perfect scenario for us. We lure out the Azumarill with our Feraligatr, which can really hold its own in this matchup. And then we're going to have our Mandibuzz lined up against that Alolan Marowak in the end game. So we're in a really dominant looking position here. He also baits us with Ice Beam for some reason. And we're going to get off our Hydro Cannon here. Feraligatr, so good right now, dude. So good. Going to land another Hydro Cannon here. Continue to put on the pressure against the Azu. It's awfully low now. Honestly, might have been able to shield and farm down here. I kind of forgot where the Azu is in terms of its energy. But we are just going to come in with Vig. And we get the counter down. We have a Rock Slide. We're going to do one counter and throw the Rock Slide. And then we can simply swap into Mandibuzz. And it should be smooth sailing. Even if this Marowak had like Fire Blast or something, Mandibuzz bulky enough to withstand it. So we're not going to expend any shields unless we're forced to. Bone Club, as you see, not going to do very much. And we're going to Aerial Ace to get rid of this Alolan Marowak. G to the G. One battle remains, I believe, in this video. We started off with the Gallade team. I flipped down over to this bonus set, the first set of the season. And here we go. Vig into Talonflame. Vig looks awfully big from this angle. Has Vig always been this big? I don't know what's going on. I feel like he looks extra big right now. Is this like an XXL Vig, or am I just totally tripping? Who knows? Talonflame gonna throw a move here. I'm debating whether I want to shield or not. I decide to let it go, and it's a fly, and I react so slowly to this Deoxys swap, and I don't know how I reacted so slow, but I'm gonna come in here with Mandibuzz. We know that there's a Talon back there, so I feel like Feraligatr, at least we know, is going to have one favorable matchup. and we don't know what the third Pokemon is going to be. Dark Pulse coming through. I'm just going to throw this next one right away. It's not good timing, but I want to pressure him to use his last shield. Going for the Dark Pulse. He does use his final shield, and at this point I'm thinking Feraligatr is so good and so spammy and strong. I'm just going to save 2 shields for Feraligatr and hope for the best. Thunderbolt knocks us out. We will probably have to shield something here. This is only a Psycho Boost, but it would still do a lot to our Feraligatr. So we're going to shield this up. He swaps into Talonflame, but we're only 2 away, and he was still 1 Incinerate away. 4 turns versus 5 turns. We get there first. We're going to knock out that Talonflame. What's in back? It's a Hisuian Electrode. And at first I'm like, oh no, but I'm like, oh wait, we have Ice Beam. And we're going to finally be able to use our Ice Beam in this scenario for our coverage move. Boom! Knock out the Grass type. And 1 Shadow Claw to finish off the Deoxys defense. From losing our first battle of the season to finishing that set 4-1. And I think we lost our first 3 leads in a row pretty hard. So a nice little set to start the season off. Gallade, really cool, really fun pick, really good closer. And if you have the Shadow, I think it's even better to use if you want to try it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, comment down below. All comments help out the channel, help the YouTube algorithm so more people see our videos pop up on the recommended page. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.